What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld. And today we're going to be talking about who you should choose for your free, linebacker D-line fantasy pack free player that you get from playing the solos. Now remember, this is just one card that goes into the entire set, but what I'm going to do is break it down to let you guys know if it's worth it, bro, to even, for whichever one you choose, who do you want to go with? Who's going to add the most dynamic feature to your squad? Now that all depends. Some of you guys are just getting Madden right now, so you're way out of the loop. You don't really understand how much the game has changed and what really matters. I'm going to point out a few things to why I like some of the cards and why I don't think these cards work for me. All right, so this is just the fantasy pack that you get after you complete the free solos. Now, let me point out to you again, everyone that's watching this video, it doesn't appear that these solos are expiring as EA Sports releases them. At the end of the 6-week period, you will get a free Centennial 94, whatever overall it's going to be, the highest rated card, for free. It's going to be a nat, but it's going to be free. Right now, we're going to be discussing Willie, Lanier, Mean Joe Greene, and Reggie White. So it's like, the D-line release with the middle linebacker, whatever, but you should have these three already done. I just want to make sure everybody is clear. Don't come back later and say that you didn't know, okay? But the good thing about this is it doesn't look like it's expiring. So even when you see it later, you may be able to go back and get everything done out of the NFL 100 program. But up until this point, it looks like you should have 11 of those stars, all right? Completing the solos are relatively easy. You got to do a couple things and then it's over. It's not a full game, so it's the kind of way we wanted it. Very, very quick, simple. I wish all missions could be like that, all right? So look. Here we go right now. I'm going to jump in because you get the free power-ups and you get one of those 84 overalls for free. So the pack looks like that, like what I just showed you. NFL 100 LB and DL pack right there is the base player. So you pick one of your free ones there, and then you would then go into the set to see what you want to use and, whoever you want to put together. Now, that's all done. I'm going to go to newest in my item binder and show you guys exactly what I think of each card, because I've been getting a lot of questions about it. Everyone needs to know, what really matters in the game right now with the current state. What is actually something that can affect the way that you win a game or lose a game. And to be honest with you right now, with your D-line, you need as much speed as possible. For your outside rushers, you need finesse specialists, you need speed. Now, it varies depending on the player. I'll go over that for the reasoning behind why I have Lawrence Taylor on one side and why I have Julius Peppers on the other side. And then I put Jadeveon Clowney at DN in my 3-4. Like, there's a lot of different method to my madness, but ultimately you guys see that I win a high majority of the games that I play just because I've been playing Madden for a while and I'm able to adjust with it. But even if you haven't been playing Madden, you have to know what works and what doesn't. So let's take a look at Reggie White. Because so many of you guys are like, yo, he's a stud, he's this, he's that. Yes, I agree. He is a very, very good card, but not for the times that we're in right now, okay? Listen, let me just explain something, right? This is the way it works. With the way that Escape Artist has made Madden 20 like a straight circus, you have to have players that are fast enough to catch an 82 speed quarterback in Andrew Luck that's running like he has a rocket in his butt cheeks. I don't know if you guys ever seen those old, the old Bugs Bunny cartoons where he'd be playing with the coyote and then they would put like a firecracker in each other and they'll light it and then the guy just flies. Like, that's how fast Andrew Luck moves, and he has like an 82 speed. It's something stupid like that. You could chem him up to make him higher, but this guy has really great power moves, really great finesse moves, really great block shedding. He can actually be played at D tackle and overtake the Aaron Donald, but obviously he's on the other side. Aaron Donald's, obviously a right end. He's a left end. You'd have to worry about the chemistries, blah, blah, blah. It gets a little bit more technical. But the issue is that's how I play Aaron Donald, even though he's a right end. Aaron Donald doesn't play the end position unless it's certain things like 3-4 where he's inside of the linebacker. Just put it like this. He's not an edge guy for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, say I run dime, say I run nickel. These guys are not edge guys because they can't get out fast enough to make those plays. So if they can be inside D tackle, inside of the linebacker, that's fine because they'll take up a lot of the guards and the tackles' time, and maybe your guy can come free a lot sooner than later. But even with all of that, I like this card, and he would be at 83 speed on my team, but he's not what we need right now. Okay, he's just not what we should have at this point. He's not a card that's going to be able to chase anybody down. He couldn't chase down a dead cockroach, guys. And look, I love Reggie White. I love what he did on the field. I can't say that like primarily I consider him one of my favorite players. That would be just, you know, lying. But ultimately, when you watch him play, if you go back and look at the footage, the dude was dominant. He was a dominant force. In this game, though, he may not be what you need at that actual position. So he, at left end, no good. If you want to get him and only play him at D tackle or inside, you know, as left end or right end in a 3-4 where you have an outside linebacker like LT, Jadeveon Clowney, you use, I use Julius Peppers on one side. If you want to do that, that's fine. Do not play him in his net, like outside in a dime, you know, nickel, whatever. I recommend D tackle, okay, for anybody that wants to use him. But again, I don't know with his card if he does out of position, but it would be good if he can just be a right end because he could definitely replace Aaron Donald right now. But you have to remember, Aaron Donald is going to end up getting another card, one of those NFL 100. Like every week we've been doing this Team of the Week stuff. That card is going to be an ideal card when Aaron Donald probably end up getting one. Depending on how the Rams finish, I don't think anybody considers him the best player in the league anymore like we did last year because the Rams haven't been playing well, but he's still a dominant force. Still going to probably get another card. Mean Joe Greene, his natural position is D tackle. And let me just explain something to you. I rock with Aaron Donald, not Aaron Donald, Aaron Donald at D tackle, but Alan Page is my natural D tackle. This is the same issue comes up again. Earlier in the year, when strength actually was like a very important thing, at this point right now, it's not the same. They've tuned the game and it's noticeable because if you go back to my videos in like August, September, you couldn't run right up the middle on me. You know what I'm saying? When I had like, you know, I had some really, really fat D tackles, the Linval Joseph, dudes in the middle. Like that dude's strength was crazy. You couldn't move him. But maybe due to complaints, EA kind of tuned it. A lot of weird things happened. And now we're ultimately left right here. Okay, to where this guy's a 94 strength and it's so crazy, but he has a 78 speed. And then if he's not able to do anything on the inside, which in certain cases, you know, like if they run an aggressive or something like that, he's not getting off. Like he's going to stay right locked in on that guard, that tackle, whatever, because they've tuned the game since the release. So it doesn't mean as much. And I played against them all season in Weekend League and I ran for 300 yards. Like, bro, it was nothing because your O-line is going to play a certain way regardless of who's on the other side. Now, the hit sticks, if they play, you know, like a little bit of like, you know, sag defense where they only rush 3, this guy will eventually get free and do things like that because he has a high block shedding. But for the current state right now, you know, 91 hit power, maybe he causes a fumble when he gets somebody. I don't know if I would be, like, even if I had him at D tackle, that's still too slow. Because he's just not going to be there. Like that 78, we're going to get it to like probably an 81 with the +3. It's just not going to do it, guys. It's really, if dudes start running around and running haywire, dog, like just escape artist action just everywhere, this guy is not going to help your team. So it's very, very difficult because these are good cards. Like if this was a Madden where like players moved around normally and like we only had to worry about Lamar Jackson, Mike Vick, those kind of cards, I would say cool. But everybody and their grandmother has an Andrew Luck, bro, who's just running around like he's Lamar Jackson because of escape artists. Even guys still running around with Steve Young. So it's become a game like that to where you have to have the personnel to be able to attack it. Because you can't even spy this guy. Because if you spy him, they're going to run right by him. He doesn't have the speed. And that's realistic, by the way. You know, when the spy is not fast enough, that he can run by him. So I'm not complaining about that. But I'm just saying, when I spy Alan Page, you're not running past him. He has an 86 speed. What's good? Like you start running, he's right there. This guy would run and dive, fall on the ground. You guys have all seen that animation. Let me know. You guys know what I'm talking about. You spy your D tackle, and then the guy starts running around like a moron with escape artist, and then your D tackle in a spy just dives at nothing and just lays on the ground for like 60 minutes. We've all seen it. If you've seen that, just write dive in the comments because you know what it is, bro. Like you spy a guy that's like, this guy is, bro. Like, let me tell you right now, he could not outrun a dead coyote. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, this dude right here, he ain't doing it. Is it good for, like, you know, like pinching the line on a 3-4 if you're running edge blitz and the guy's trying to go for it on 4th and inches and you're trying to stop the run? Maybe. But even with that, it's not, you know, not guaranteed. They're probably going to truck him. Probably the worst running back's just going to truck him because the game is not the same way it was prior. A lot of different tunings, a lot of different title updates has changed it, which is why I always tell you guys, I'm going to keep you up to date with what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. And that's why we continue to have success here because we're not scared to change once the game changes. Some people stay stuck in their same ways. Bro, I don't care, I'm doing this. Fine, keep doing it. But you're going to keep losing games. And that's pretty much where we are. Now, finally, we come to Willie Lanier. Let me just go ahead and explain to you guys again. I have a plethora, in the words of Stephen A. Smith, of middle linebackers. Do I need this guy? Probably not. Now, the one thing that I don't like about linebackers that I'm noticing, their power moves are very, very low. Like Ray Lewis got like 70s, whatever. But if you look at his zone coverage being 81, that's really decent for a middle linebacker. That 95 hit power, though, that's what really stands out. And it scares me just looking at it because remember, middle linebackers and strong safeties, those are the dudes that when you put enforcer on them, they're getting a fumble. Like, they're going to get a fumble at least once a game. But other players do not do it. I've already gone over that in the last video. If you haven't seen the last video, just go back and check it out where I explain to you some things that have to be changed that's going to help you win more games. So with the way that that is right there, because he can get the 95 hit power, he's going to cause the fumbles that you probably need more or less in gameplay. And you should have more success with that, okay? The speed is good also because you're going to have an 88 speed. That's going to go to 91 with John Madden coach and probably sprinter. If you use brawler, then you're going to get the 1-and-1. He'll be 90. But this, again, is not a bad card overall. But when you have Ryan Shazier and then I also have Ray Lewis, then I have, I don't have the full Patrick Willis, but I got a Patrick Willis that can make some noise. You have different options to be able to use to make your middle linebacker core very, very good. So you don't really need to do a lot of things to kind of go away from that. So these cards are not to the point where I'm saying, yo, go get it, go get it. You need it right now. You do not need it. You absolutely don't need this card. Like, I'm looking at it and that hit power looks pretty, but I'm fine with leaving it alone. If you feel that he's going to make your team better though, go for it. With all the other cards I just showed you, if that's what you feel, go for it. Because honestly, I don't know how many fumbles this guy's going to actually cause anyway, because the way the game is designed, it looks like you're only set up to get a hit stick fumble from Pat Tillman. It looks like that's just the way it is. Like, Pat Tillman is the guy you just don't want to see in a dark parking lot on a Friday night. Like, he's going to make sure that he knocks your block off. And everybody else, they could run around Jamal Adams, get a hit stick here and there. But let's be honest, it's all about Pat Tillman in Madden 20. So regardless of the situation, unless you have some kind of, ideal situation that you want to utilize these cards with, I don't really see something that's really spectacular. And that's just, me being completely honest with you with, in regards to that. So that's what I feel about it. Would I consider doing something with any of these cards right now, like upgrading them and releasing anybody that I currently have? I could go take a look at Mean Joe Greene because I need another D tackle just to fill the roster spot to increase the overall. But other than that, like, it's nothing at all that's exciting about it. Now that I've explained that to you, let's take a look at my defense right now and why I have a lot of success with the things that I run. If you look at my core of players, these guys are super fast. Let's start with LT. This dude has a 92 speed, 94 excel. So when you get a psycho that wants to run around and just be an idiot, you got somebody that's gonna make noise. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got somebody that's gonna really be out there handling business. Ryan Shazier. Now, his power moves is also very, very low, which is why I said I put Jadeveon Clowney in the middle when I run my nickel because he's a blitzer coming down. I would recommend getting people with better power moves in that position because I believe that ideally it's going to get you a better situation. But as you can see, the middle linebackers generally have low power move but high block shed. And I really, really don't like that. Von Miller's another linebacker that has really good power moves as well. If you're running a double A gap, you should probably sit him in the middle. But 92 speed right there. This guy goes to a 91 or 90. I think he gets +2 now because we have Brawler, right? So he gets Brawler 1 and then John Madden coach 1. So he goes to a 91 speed, Ryan Shazier. So I don't need a Lanier or anything like that. I got Julius Peppers off the edge. I got Jadeveon Clowney with an 89 speed. These guys are moving around. You're not running outside the pocket with escape artists. And if you do get out the pocket, somebody's going to be right there very soon. Look at my D tackle right here. You know what I'm saying? He's running around with an 86 speed. I'm not trying to have a guy come out and just run around with an escape artist all game. I've had it happen to me. It's the most frustrating thing ever, and I don't want it to happen anymore. So I'm doing something about it. I would like if you guys, consider what I'm saying. Again, if you feel that those other players are working for you and you're having success, it's fine. Do what you got to do. But just remember, I told you, the way that the game works, Julius Peppers off the edge with that finesse move, he's going to be right there when they roll out the pocket, and I can set it so that he doesn't just run in and get tackled out, you know, through the through the halfback, like when they just run in and they take their legs out. So keeping these guys with this type of speed on the outside, that prevents it, but they also have proper, you know, power moves. 87 is not bad, but the finesse, they'll do that little spin and get right off and try to stop the run also. So I have a unique defensive core, and that's pretty much why I'm not choosing any of those players right now to go ahead and complete that set. But you can use those cards inside of the set, the free 84s that you get, to go over to the NFL 100 all time, and you can go ahead and you know, pretty much work it out to complete whatever you want with these two. So you should have 2 of them, and then you can work out how you wanted to snipe the other 23 if you wanted to unlock them going this way as well. All right, so that's what I got for you guys right now. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and you're going to make some changes. If you are, or you've done something else that's different and you want to let us know about it, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. Stay blessed. One love, y'all.